When the noodle necks of great blue herons and great egrets stretch to their full length, they make the birds look giraffe goofy. But that wimpy-looking neck and head is useful as they hunt. Having its head on stilts gives the bird a high vantage point to scan its surroundings for prey without actually moving much, because stealth is their main hunting tactic. The reddish egret's drunken butterfly antics are the exception to that rule. Most herons ooze through the water, standing up in plain sight and too big to miss. But their small-brained prey isn't all that good at identifying a large oozing mass in the air above them as a heron. What the fish and frogs are good at is spotting quick movement. So the heron minimizes eye-catching jerks. To that end, he has eyes that angle downward, which lets him look down into the water without moving his head. Oh, he's sneaky. And he's also strong. A side view of a heron shows you that that bill is the opposite of wimpy, and the neck in its S shape is more steel cable than noodle. It blends strength and speed. The heron can crack it like a whip, because that neck is spring-loaded. What I mean is that herons have a generous helping of neck vertebrae, 19 to 21 depending on the species, and besides having lots of vertebrae, the neck has one particular vertebra that's elongated and capable of turning in place. It can tilt backward and down to serve as the middle of an S-curve. And that extra long vertebra has room for more muscle attachments than the others do. See the bulge at the crook? That bird didn't swallow an ostrich egg. That's a knot of muscle. A heron uses the kink at the long sixth vertebra to coil that neck like a spring. He often weaves a cobra neck to help him deal with the glare from the water and to correct for the way water distorts the exact location of a fish. Then he releases the spring, and all that muscle catapults his head forward to stab his prey, often hitting its vital organs so as to kill or disable his catch. Now, herons need long necks because just snapping up small treats near the surface requires some reach. But consider also that the longer the legs of a heron, the further out it can go and the deeper the prey might be. To grab quarry a foot or more deep, the heron's got to have boarding house reach. So the tallest of them, great egrets, a little over 3 feet tall, and great blue herons, more like 4 feet, have the longest necks proportionally. Now, most wading birds have long necks. Either that or beaks that arrive a quarter of an hour before they do. What the others don't have is that extra long vertebra. Sure, they have lightning reflexes for grabbing what they can find, but they don't have striking cobra necks. The herons do, and they can snap those skinny necks like a wet towel, as can all of the smaller herons. True, the necks of the yellow-crowned night heron and especially the American bittern are proportionally shorter as well as thicker, but even so, we can see where the long vertebra lives. Then there are the 2 shorter-legged herons with necks that practically disappear. Their no-neck appearance turns them into just a lumpy part of the landscape. The bird's quarry has no idea that the blob a foot away could have that kind of reach. Nor would we expect it looking at him from our angle, because the green heron usually keeps the neck retracted, with its feathers forming a contour flush with the feathers on its torso. Believe it or not, though, you're looking at a folded neck that can shoot out and back like a ricocheting bullet. And the black-crowned night heron's neck is much the same way. It's like watching a parlor trick when you see one of these hunchback herons morph into a jack-in-the-box. And several of the herons that typically show us noodle necks as they hunt will, when they rest, fold up their gear into hide-a-beds, But whether a heron hides the extreme fold in its neck or lets his pretzel show, the kink is in there, ready to propel his precise lightning bolt.